Hi, everybody. Hello, and welcome to my live event today. I'm really excited to sit and chat with you, whether it's over coffee or over your lunch today. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the idea of being overwhelmed with SEO and kind of like maybe even confused and feeling some chaos around that. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to just take a moment to share something in the chat, not the chat, the comments. Although it looks like I'm not able to share that yet, so I'll try that later. All right, so if you're watching, so glad you're here. And if you're watching, you probably saw SEO overwhelm and you were like, I'm there, because it can be really not just overwhelming, but super confusing. Like, what even is SEO, right? And it might feel like, you've been told over and over again, you got to get your SEO right. Maybe you've been contacted by SEO firms. Like, it's kind of become a cliche at this point to be contacted by an SEO firm. Like, hey, I saw that you're not ranking for this certain search term or whatever message that they throw your way to kind of make you feel like a little bit panicked, like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing it right. And I don't know what to do. And what is even SEO? Like I said, so many people, whether you're a small business, a small organization, you have a small marketing team, or you're a team of 0 or 1, you're frustrated with the hours that you've spent just trying to figure all of this out. Well, I have great news for you today. You do not have to figure it out. You really don't have to figure it out. And believe it or not, with the rise of AI and all of the changes that, we've been going through, the evolution of digital marketing right now and content, you really don't even have to pay attention to SEO. Okay. You could just like kind of throw that out the window. Like, you don't have to panic anymore every time you see those 3 letters together. I'm here today to give you some relief about that. Okay. Because chances are, even if you've paid attention to it, you've hired people, you've, looked into it, you're still feeling like really disjointed about it. Like, I mean, I thought I was doing SEO, but like nothing, the needle doesn't seem to be moving. And it's feeling very scattered and not so effective. Well, I'm going to lift the veil right now about SEO and, kind of like finally tell you the truth about it and what it really is. Um, we have kind of a mythology, kind of an old belief that SEO is like all there is, and it's separate from content, for example. Separate from blogs and website content and other types of content, separate from social media content, that it's all about keywords and, you know, um, making sure that you're, about tactics and certain, kind of like that it's all about fooling the algorithms. And even if you have become a bit more evolved from that and you kind of know that it's about content, and maybe you've seen the term content SEO, and you're like, okay, yeah, I know it's not just about keywords, and it's not just about like the technical aspects of my website. You still probably don't really like still know what that is. It can be a big mystery and it can be really confusing, and there really isn't much information out there to really help, tell you what that's all about. So, I think we're here to say, like, okay, come on, will the real SEO please stand up, right? So we want to know what the real SEO is. And I'm here to tell you today that it's no mystery. It's really about creating long lasting content that is evergreen and resonates with your audience. So it's really not as technical as we've all, been led to believe that it is. There is a technical side to SEO, but when it comes to what that is, guess what? It's really all about human psychology and human behavior. That's what the search engines are following along with. they're really they're, at the mercy of us humans. So it's not like it's us against like the search engines, right? Or AI overviews or ChatGPT or Perplexity or any of those, because we're moving into the search everywhere optimization age. So search is going to be everywhere. It already is everywhere. But the great thing about this is it's not us against them. It's them doing what comes naturally to us, which is to look for the authority, someone we can trust who can really educate us and tell us, meaning the audience. So we could also talk about it in terms of your ideal prospect. So let's kind of flip it into that now. It's about what your ideal prospect is looking for. That's really what SEO is. So, to really get results with SEO, you want to be working on your content ecosystem. Okay. And this content ecosystem is, again, really all about who you are as a brand, what your core is, what your secret sauce is, whether you are an entrepreneur, a small business, or a small organization. You know, digging deep inside, digging in the dirt, I like to call it, because I also talk about how a content ecosystem is like a garden. It's like an evergreen garden. So if you're familiar at all with perennials are the kinds of plants that they go in once and they stay forever, basically, and they grow stronger and stronger every year. Native plants do really well in their own environment. They don't do so well in a region where maybe they don't belong. But native plants do really well in their own environment. And that's why there are things like prairie strips and prairie buffers where farmers, and actually the government, is paying farmers to plant wildflowers alongside their crops, where the crop, it's kind of the crop growing has really depleted the soil, right? Because of the high demand for food in our country. We've got crops that, we're growing monocrops like all corn, all soy, et cetera, at least here in the Midwest. And the soil erodes. And so the government is paying farmers to actually plant wildflowers, native wildflowers, to help replenish the environment and replenish the soil. So that's what you want to think about when you think about your content ecosystem. You want to think about building out a garden that's native to your brand, your mission, your thought leadership. And that's really the heart of what we've been calling all these years SEO. Now, yes, there are some technical aspects to like your website and making sure that, you have good page speed and things like that. But that's not where it's really, really at when it comes to SEO. That's just kind of like, bottom line, just website stuff. Like you got to cover that. And yeah, you could hire, just your web developer, your web person, whoever built your website. You just want to tell them like, hey, make sure that, we look good on mobile, that our page speed is good, that we're not slowing, people down and bouncing them before the site even loads. Okay, that's technical SEO. And, that's really simple. Okay, that's like, those are the kinds of things that are really easy to fix. But something that's not just a quick fix, and it's not just like overnight success or quick fix tactics or flashy trends, those things don't last, right? Even ads they don't last. They're not made to sustain over time. But if they are grown out of your ecosystem, your foundation, your core content ecosystem, then you're talking about real, true, lasting SEO, and where your garden is going to grow stronger and stronger all the time, and where you're going to start to attract the right pollinators to your brand so that it can grow and so that you can deliver value. And in exchange, you're getting value because you are connecting with the right people. You're connecting with your audience. You're resonating with your audience. You're building that trust. And I call it a trust garden. So with your content, you're building a trust garden, and you're going to be the guide that's going to lead people through. So think of your SEO, which is really your content. So let's just call it content because that's what it is. You don't have to worry about SEO anymore. And if you want to learn more about that, I can get more into detail. I'm going to be doing a webinar next week on Halloween on Thursday called Avoid the Content Graveyard, How to Future-Proof Your Content Ecosystem. So if you want to come and join me on Halloween, and you can come and guess about my costume. I'm going to have a relevant to content costume that I'm going to be wearing during that session. And so it's going to be fun. And we're going to talk about avoiding the content graveyard, essentially just having a bunch of random content that isn't really part of a comprehensive strategy that's really going to move the needle when it comes to, your content strategy and attracting the right audience, and then what to do after that, what to do after you attract that audience to your content, whether it's on your website, through your social media. Your content ecosystem is going to spread out and get that reach across all different kinds of platforms where people are searching now, because people are searching everywhere. So I'd love for you to join me. I will put the link in the comment of this if I can figure that out here at some point. I've got it sitting here in the comment thing, but it won't even go. But I will put it in there right after that. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me, put it in the comment field here. I'm going to sit. I'm just going to be with the post for a little while if you want to answer questions or ask any questions or anything today. But I do hope you'll join me for next week on Halloween, my session where I'm going to go a little bit deeper into what this content ecosystem looks like and how you can actually implement it. And bonus, by the way, using AI to help you scale and be more efficient as well. We'll touch on that a little bit. But basically, just kind of to give you a little future hope is that you don't have to do content all by yourself, or, one person doesn't have to do it all by themselves. I've been saying none of us should be doing content alone. It takes a village. It takes a village basically, but that doesn't mean that if you're a one-person shop or a 2 to 3, team, that it's impossible, because it's not. And I'm going to show you a little bit about how that works during my webinar next week, Avoid the Content Graveyard, How to Future-Proof Your Content System. So look for a link to that soon. And thank you for joining me